MySQL Python connectivity skip की तो 5 marks गए. Yes students, this chapter is guaranteed scoring if revised properly. So let's revise MySQL Python connectivity in just 5 minutes. Stay till the end. What is MySQL Python connectivity? MySQL Python connectivity means connecting a Python program with MySQL database so that Python can insert data, retrieve data, update data, delete data. In short, Python plus MySQL is equal to database applications. Now, which connector is used for this purpose? To connect Python with MySQL, we use the module MySQL.Connector. If you get a question, which module is used for connecting Python with MySQL, answer is MySQL.Connector. If you don't have installed it on your Python, install it using pip install MySQL.Connector.Python MySQL Connector Python statement. Now, steps to connect Python with MySQL. First is you have to import the connector, then establish the connection between the Python and MySQL. We'll be looking after these statements for all these steps in the later slides. Create a cursor, execute a SQL query that you want to execute, commit the changes if it is required, and then close the connection. So I'm repeating the steps. First is connect, then cursor creation, then execution of the query, commit if required, and at the end close the connection. So first step was to import the connector. For importing the connector, we use statement import MySQL.Connector. Second was to create a connection. For creating a connection, statement is MyDB is the connection object that I have created here. MyDB is the connection object. MySQL.Connector is the module that we are using. Connect is name of the function which is used for establishing connection between Python and MySQL. Host is equal to localhost. Here host is I am mentioning host is equal to localhost because my own computer, which is the local computer, is serving as a server for my database. If your database is in some remote server, then you have to put IP address of that server here. Username, when I installed my MySQL on my computer, I am using the root user. So user is root, and password that I set is the root password. Database on which I am working will be a school database. Second step was to create the cursor object because all the statements that you will be executing, MySQL statements that you will be executing, those statements are executed with the help of a cursor object. So for creating a cursor object, statement is MyCursor is name of the cursor that I am creating. MyDB is the connection that I established as shown in the previous slide, and cursor is the function that is used for creating the cursor. For executing any SQL query, you have to use execute function with the help of cursor that you have created. I have created cursor with the name MyCursor. You can use any name here that follows the naming rules of the variables, and within double quotes the query that you want to execute. In this example, I am executing select query. If you want to execute insert query or delete query, that has to be enclosed within double quotes within this parenthesis. If you have used select query, all the records will be stored to the MyCursor, And for fetching those records, use fetch all function. This fetch all function will retrieve all the records from the MyCursor and store to the variable result, and data type of this result will be a list of tuples. Each record will be in the form of a tuple, will be read in the form of a tuple, and in result it is stored in the form of list of tuples. This fetch all is used for fetching all the records in one statement, whereas if you want to record one record at a time, if you want to fetch one record at a time, you can use fetch one function. Notice that data type of the records fetched using fetch one function will be a tuple. In board examinations, you generally get a question, one marker question, which asks what is the data type of the records fetched by the read by the fetch one function. The previous query was about reading the records from the database using select query. The second is inserting the data to the table. So for that, if you are using insert command, I have stored data to a variable called data. Insert into student values. In this example, I have stored that query to a variable. Percentage S here means that I will be taking data from the variable. MyCursor.execute. Execute is the function which is used to execute SQL query, which is stored in SQL variable, and data that has to be inserted is stored in the data variable. Notice that if you are using insert command or delete command or update command, then you have to use commit function to save the transactions, to save the data permanently.